Hi guys, it's Dr. Cody Dukes and we are back again for another video. As always, please go ahead and like this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as it'll help me get seen by more of you guys in the algorithm. I'm uploading 5 videos every week just for you guys, so please keep coming back and I'll continue to make content for you. And so for today's topic, I want to focus on the value of consequence, because I know consequence is often viewed very negatively. And to be honest, we live in the freest country in the world, and we're probably living in the freest times that we've ever had. And because of that, I think that we view consequence very negatively. In fact, there seems to be a lack of consequence going on today in a lot of the world. And the thing that I've realized about consequence is that consequence is actually very necessary for those of us who are striving to be successful in life, striving to be great. I remember back in pharmacy school, I had a test coming up. But, this was around third year, so I was getting tired of all of this cycle of test, study, go to class, test, study, go to class, test, study. And I was just like, you know what? I don't feel like studying. I don't feel like preparing for this test. Maybe I'll wait till the night before to study. Maybe I'll wait till the morning of the study. But I'm not about to be a week out from this test study, even though I knew that that's what this test required. And what happens?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
As you probably can guess, I go in and I don't fail the test, but I come really close to failing the test. And I had never failed a test in pharmacy school up to this point. And so I'm like, yo, it was a close call. And in pharmacy school, this is the thing. It wasn't like I took the test and I waited a while. I took the test in pharmacy school. We got grades. We got preliminary scores immediately because we took all our tests on computers. We got preliminary scores immediately. And I immediately, as soon as I took the test, saw that, I did not do well. And guess what? I never did that again. I never almost failed a test again while I was in pharmacy school. Why? Because when the consequence was immediate, there was immediate behavior change because I was afraid of experiencing the consequence again. You see, consequence creates a bit of urgency in a lot of us, right? So like if I knew for a fact that eating a donut today meant that I gained 20 pounds tomorrow, I would never eat a donut. Who of us would, right? But because I have to eat donuts consistently over a period of time just to see the undesired consequence of weight gain, I feel a little bit more confident, having a donut here, having a donut there, right? Or if I told you that if you drank alcohol today, tomorrow your liver will shut down on you immediately, you wouldn't drink alcohol. Ever. Who would? But because you have to drink alcohol over a long period of time consistently in order to experience alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver, because of that, you're a little bit more comfortable with having a drink here, having a drink there. And I'm not saying don't have a drink, and I'm just using this for an example. My point is that because the consequence is afar off, right? I'm more comfortable with not changing my behavior because there is no urgency that is often a result of the consequence, right? It's almost kind of how the Bible says it. The Bible says, I want to say it's in Ecclesiastes, it says, because the punishment of the crime is not swift, people will continue to do wrong. Right? Because the consequence is not immediate, I'm more comfortable with engaging in behaviors that don't produce the outcomes that I'm looking for because I can't see the consequence. It's afar off. But the problem with this, the reason this is such a big issue is because a lot of us aren't out here just engaging in bad behaviors like at an exponential rate. Like, we're not just out here doing everything wrong. But the reason this is such a big issue for most of us is because consequence is not just negative. By definition, a consequence is just the result of an action. So consequences can also be positive. That means that because I don't see the consequence immediately, or a positive consequence immediately, I may not feel motivated to do a certain behavior that produces that consequence. For example, if I go to sleep tonight, I probably won't see some enormous financial gain tomorrow. So because of that, because seeing some enormous financial gain might require consistently going to sleep early and waking up early over a period of time, along with other things, right? Because it takes consistency to get to that consequence, I will never feel the need to engage in that behavior because that consequence is so far off. Or if I go shoot 10 free throws right now and I miss them all, I'm not guaranteed to shoot 10 tomorrow and make one, right? Because getting better at shooting free throws requires practicing over a period of time consistently to see increased free throw percentage, the desired consequence, right? And so for a lot of us, the reason that we're not getting to success or greatness or the job we want or the position on the team we want, the reason we're still the backup and not the starter, right? The reason we're not the team lead, we're just on the committees, right? Is not because we lack some great ability or understanding. A lot of times it's just because there's no urgency. And the reason there's no urgency is because the consequence is so far off, because it requires a consistent level of behavior in one way or another. So if I understand that I need consequence in order to get the urgency, that's going to either A, stop me from practicing bad habits that lead to an undesired consequence or outcome, or B, motivate me to practice some good habits that lead to a desired outcome or consequence. How can I manufacture consequence? That is the key. We have to learn how to manufacture consequence. Like, so for me, for example, when I was on my weight loss journey, I might give myself the desired consequence of a cheat day if I consistently maintain my diet over a week, right? Or I might threaten the undesired consequence of a fast if I didn't practice good nutritional habits throughout the week, right? So for you, the consequence may be, if I go buy something I know I shouldn't buy, then I have to give away one clothing item that I like. I don't know, maybe that's a little too hard. Of course, it has to be manageable, right? Or maybe if I don't get up and read a book tomorrow, then I have to call somebody I don't want to talk to and tell them that I couldn't wait to talk to them. No, that's a lie. Don't do that. We practice integrity over here. But you understand, the point is creating consequences, either things that you don't want, right? Undesired consequences, or things that you do want, desired consequences, and making them create the urgency for you to do the things that you do need to do, or to stop doing the things you don't need to do. So here's the challenge. What is the good behavior that you need to do, or the bad behavior that you shouldn't be practicing, that's been keeping you from success. I want you to identify that, and if you can, go ahead and write it in the comments. And the challenge is, what consequence will you create to help you either stop doing the bad habit, or B, start practicing the good habit that's going to get you to be where you want to be? I want you to write that in the comments too. And I want you to practice it over this next week. With that said, if you haven't already, please like the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Other than that, I ask that you share this with someone if you know that it can help them. And I ask for that you keep coming back. I'm here 5 days a week. Please let me know in the comment if there's any topics you want me to cover. I do my best to try to give you a unique take on these topics of being successful and motivation and inspiration and trying to get to where you want to go. So keep coming back and I'll keep making videos. Thanks, guys.